All I did was post about me getting a man simple flowers. I didn't even spend that much money. And everybody's so mad. I'm sorry. That's the problem with dating these days. Y'all expect everyone else to do everything for you, but you wouldn't raise a pinky for a single soul. Why would anyone want to do that for you?
Because I don't care if a man is open with me, open and honest, and says, like, hey, you know, I don't really like you like that, but maybe we could do like friends with benefits. Or, you know, I don't want to speak again. But I feel like some men are so scared of like rejection almost.
Name 2 things on a guy that makes him husband material.
Oh, big daddy, gray sweatpants.
Gray sweatpants. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's say.
What's the second one? Let's see. Actually, a really good laugh. That's very important.
The guy's funny.
Funny.
Funny guy gets your heart.
Yeah, exactly.
The world lies about this, but the sad part is that you believe it. Beautiful women are common. Valuable men are scarce. A pretty face can walk into any room, but a dangerous man has to build himself. 3 things make a man rare. That's discipline, competence, and responsibility. Most men avoid all 3. They chase attention. They chase validation. Stop treating a girlfriend like it's a life upgrade. The right woman is a consequence of your rise, not a substitute for it.
Once these guys tasted just an inkling, just a small amount of, oh, this is what it feels like to be at peace and not chasing around somebody that don't actually like you, a lot of men are choosing that. So when a man says, I'm not really all into that stuff, that's what a man means by, well, I'm opted out of dating. I don't have time for the BS.
This question might break the internet, but I'm going to ask it anyways. For the healthy men in their masculine, when you take a woman out on a date and the bill comes, do you prefer that she offers to split it or contribute, or do you actually prefer that she just says thank you and lets you lead? And ladies, I'm curious about you too. Do you offer to pay half, or do you give him space to lead if he wants to? A lot of women aren't trying to be entitled, they're trying to be respectful. A lot of men aren't trying to buy dinner, they're trying to show effort. So I'm genuinely curious what feels right to you. If you like these types of conversations, give me a follow for more.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
There's an epidemic. There's an epidemic of men not approaching women at the bar. Let's talk about it. That's good. Thank you. I'm not really quite sure. Men are afraid of being rejected. We are not going to reject. Some girls will. Men are so afraid of being rejected, but I bet you 90% of the women will actually not reject you if you approach them right. And what's the right way? Not coming up to me saying, hi, what's your name? And putting your hand out to shake my hand. Also, like, don't come off too strong. If you're like coming over and saying, you're so beautiful, like, I'm immediately like scared. Yeah. Like, now I know your intention is you want to date me, even though you don't even know me. Yeah. Or that you want to hook up. That ain't gonna work. Regardless, like, I'm going to be nice to you and I'm definitely gonna give you a chance, but like, that might not result in like your end goal. I would still not consider that rejection. The best way to approach a girl is approaching her the way that a girl would approach a man. And that is by approaching them as a stranger, just trying to like ask them something, or merging friend groups. You're not coming like solo. It's like a friend thing. I'm literally just looking to like be your friend, see what happens. You overheard what they were talking about and you're like, that's a crazy statement. And now like you're in their conversation. Now your friends are gonna join. Boom, now you're in. If guys were to start approaching girls that way, it would be so much more casual. It doesn't feel like rejection. No.
A lot of these men approaching now are the ones that don't really care about rejection. Those are the creeps that you guys are talking about. Not all the guys. Not all the guys, but there are a lot of men out there that are approaching that really don't care nothing about your feelings. Right? I don't really care about rejection. I don't care about much else either. I don't really even care about you. I'm just trying to get the...
As women, we are selfish, we are self-centered, and we are manipulative. And here's the thing, we want our husband to have boundaries. We want them to follow the boundaries. But as soon as we're asked to be held accountable to those boundaries, we want to do what we want. We hold the double standard. You need to follow this boundary, but I don't have to. And what I've learned about myself as a woman and working with other women, we are not good at keeping our word and following through with our word. We lack integrity and we lack character with ourselves.
A masculine man will never be attracted to a controlling, critical woman. The masculine thrives on respect and appreciation for his strength, but a controlling woman undermines that. He wants an ally, a wife, not a mother figure who treats him like a child. Constant criticism erodes intimacy and connection, as his natural response to hostility is to go into defense mode. If she restricts his freedom, it creates a breakdown in love, respect, and trust. Key elements for the masculine to fulfill his God-given purpose to protect and provide for the feminine.
You know, men are looking at other people and they're saying, if marriage is going to be this way, if relationships are going to be this way, then why in the world am I signing that same contract? Why am I stepping in the middle of something that I know, based on, what I'm looking, based on what I've experienced, what I'm looking at, based on how this woman is acting now? We don't even have to go like, oh, well, my friend, my this and that, based on how she's acting now. I'm not sure it's going to work.
What I've realized is this: the reason why men are not gentlemen anymore and chivalry is because, honestly, I think women, because being a nice guy is no longer rewarded with good treatment from women. Typically, when you're a nice guy, women treat you like
it's a bad woman. No.
That's a bad woman?
Yeah, it's for the minority.
Okay, how about all those guys that you have in the friend zone right now that treat you well?
Well, they're not buying me anything. They're just being friends.
Which is being what? Nice, courteous. They're exemplifying some chivalrous traits, more than likely.
Well, they probably haven't.
What does that got in them? Blue
about
ball.
What they really want. There's a difference.
Would you them if they came out with it? The answer is no.
I hate the answer.
Nope.
Would I fuck them? No. Would I
Okay.
think about having a relationship
So
with them?
thank you. This is why being chivalrous backfires a lot of times.
I don't understand.
You don't understand because you're a woman.
Dislike short men because of their height. I dislike them for who they are as a person. Like, it's their personality. There's a certain personality trait that 9 out of 10 of them possess that I hate. Like, if you're under 5'11", I actually don't care to hear it.
Notice she never specifies what trait that is, because I have a feeling that if a tall man acts in that exact same way, it's okay, as long as he's not short. It's not about the personality trait. And do you hate these men because they actually have boundaries? That they actually have expectations out of dating, and that makes you mad because you see them as less than because they're shorter? You think that they should just tolerate whatever disrespect is dished out to them? These men don't put you on a pedestal just because they're short. They're not going to worship the ground that you walk on. They don't care about the filter that you have on the dating app. And I think this is what makes some women so mad. Imagine if a man made this video but based on women's height. Oh, I hate their personality trait. We wouldn't put up with that for a second.
You know, men are looking at other people and they're saying, if marriage is going to be this way, if relationships are going to be this way, then why in the world am I signing that same contract? Why am I stepping in the middle of something that I know, based on, what I'm looking, based on what I've experienced, what I'm looking at, based on how this woman is acting now? We don't even have to go like, oh, well, my friend, my this and that, based on how she's acting now. I'm not sure it's going to work.
See a girl I like. I'm going to approach her. I'm going to go talk to her. If I get rejected, I get rejected. Right. What do I care? But the reason why I keep getting rejected, it's because I do so many approaches, and guys don't seem to get that. You're going to miss some of the shots that you take in life. If you don't take any shots, like most of these MGTOW guys, you're never going to be successful with women. Mm-hmm. How do you have a fear of women, number one? How is it that bad to the point where you're doing MGTOW and men going their own way? Because when they watch these YouTube videos of this red pill content, it feeds their ego.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Yeah.
It feeds their fear that they already have.
Their hatred.
What if we need to focus on clarity? That if I'm not getting what I need, it's because I wasn't clear. I thought men either didn't care what I needed or were actively withholding it. Men care so much about the people they love, what they need. And you letting him take care of you is a gift to him.
That was Allison Armstrong, a brilliant educator and author of the incredible book that will blow your mind called The Queen's Code. Can you explain the differences between men and women?
It's natural for them to do one thing at a time. Testosterone is shaping this committed state of mind, focused state of mind, a result, a destination, purpose. Our brains, estrogen does the opposite. I call it diffuse awareness. It creates connections between all the parts and every part.
Allison Armstrong has an original mind who's been studying men since 1991, offering simple partnership-based solutions to improve your communication and intimacy by honoring ourselves and others.
One of the biggest frustrations women have is trying to get men to answer a question. Just answer the question.
These modern women continue to go online. They go to therapy and they learn some new search terms or some new buzzwords, and then they start trying to apply that to you, whether in a relationship or an argument or whatever it might be. Oh, you're this type of person, and be dead wrong. They be so, oh, my gut is just telling me. Your gut is twisted. You're wrong.
I wish I knew these earlier, but here are 10 life lessons that improved my life in my 30s, relationships edition. 1, the people who are hardest to walk away from are usually the ones you should have left sooner. 2, people are not rejecting you. They're simply choosing themselves. 3, your standards will cost you people. 4, people are in your life for a season or a reason. 5, closure is not a real thing. You should learn to move on no matter what. 6, everyone in your corner will not root for you. Some will actually wish for your downfall. 7, you will never over-explain yourself enough to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. 8, every relationship requires understanding, consideration, and some degree of reciprocity. 9, some people will value you once they realize they cannot replace you, and at that point it might be too late. And 10, people show you who they are and how they treat you when you have nothing to offer them. If you love these, follow for part 2 where I talk about career life lessons.
You know, and once again, society in general has to move away from this idea that men are still expected to rescue a woman from her bad decisions, from her terrible decisions. If you're out here making good decisions, by and large, you'll be okay. I mean, there might be some things that you have to work on. By and large, you should be all right. Modern women are not even there. They want to make a whole bunch of bad decisions. They want a man to rescue them.
I'm dating this man, right? I break up with him. I immediately regret this decision when I broke up with him. I was in the trenches afterwards. Then I was like, no, I got to hold to it. Got to hold to my decision. This is the right decision. Blah, blah, blah. I got to hold to my decision. Couldn't do it. Tried to hold out, couldn't do it. Ended up started texting him. He's flat out ignoring me.
You guys, I'm telling you right now, even if that man wanted to get back together with her just as badly as she wanted to get back together with him, he made the right move. You do not want to be responsive to her reaching out to you just like that and to just be willing to give anything that she asks for, because automatically that woman will lose some respect for you. And I should give you the caveat. Okay, this is in cases where she broke up with you for no good reason. Like, you didn't do anything to make her angry. I think in the cases where if you did something that was really bad on your part, you can be responsive and she can still maintain respect for you. But if you literally did nothing and then she experiences you getting back on the hook without her really giving anything to you, when she's really the one that did you dirty, this is the only way to handle it. And by the way, that woman ends up calling him and texting him time and time again, not obsessively, but here and there. And then at one point, one night, she tells him that her grandma, and he didn't even respond to that. But later on, they did end up getting back together. Then he found out that her grandma didn't actually. So there's that.
You know, these modern women and the way that they talk on social media, thinking that they have options, thinking that they can do better. Oh, I've got DMs coming in. I ain't satisfied with this person. I ain't settling. Just a whole bunch of foolishness is really all it is. Where are all the good men? And that's all it leads back to. Where are the good men at? How come I can't find a good man? Because you got on social media and you thought you had more options than you actually did. That's the problem. You're thinking that you're more than what you actually are.
Ladies, if you find yourself constantly around low effort men or dating and dealing with low effort men, it is your fault. There will always be low effort men out there. It's your standards that are setting your reality. If you're truly setting the standards you should be, you would never even be caught in the same spaces or wasting your time around those types of men, because it would never even get to that point. If we're not going on a date, they will not see me. If they are not picking me up or sending me a car, they will not see me. They are not intentional about setting a date and a time, they will not see me. Men can compliment you, slide in your DMs, all the things, be attractive, but I will never, ever, ever pull up up and you will not be pulling up here. If I have not met you before, we are not doing that. You need to understand that it is your responsibility to have a vetting process. And it is your responsibility to have zero tolerance for certain things. Otherwise, you're going to keep getting these same things dished to you because that is what you are allowing. I pretty much wear my standards on my sleeve. So honestly, a lot of guys see themselves out. When I'm around a man, I do not think twice about paying. Because if I'm going to get dogged out at the end of the day, it's not going to be on my own dime. That's for sure. Because newsflash, babe, they're all kind of bad. Low effort ones, the high effort ones. I'd rather find some out after being wined and dined.
You know you found a wife when you want to change for her. When you're willing to wake up every day and be like, whatever I do today, I want to make sure I'm a better man for my wife. A wife does not look at any type of gender roles. A wife is there to protect her man the way she can, to provide for her man the way she can. And I mean emotionally, spiritually. A wife is a person who can sit down and pray for you when you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Maybe you may fall off. A woman may pray for you, but a wife is going to sit down and hold your hand and say, let's pray together. Men, this is where y'all take accountability. You have to look in the mirror as well, because you may have a wife sitting right in front of you, but you're not willing to change for that woman. You may be a little boy. Sorry. Everything about that woman is going to make you be a better man. I'm just telling you, it's just real. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. Not he who finds a girl, he who finds a woman, he who finds somebody who outside, he who finds a wife.
And a lot of these modern women, the way they complain, they didn't think that their consequences were going to come at some point in time. They didn't think that karma was going to be a thing. They thought that they can, just move however they wanted, whenever they wanted. And really, honestly and truly, nothing would happen. Right? But at some point in time, your bad, just the stupidity of everything is going to catch up to you. It's going to catch up to you. And it has for a lot of these modern women.
And so, would you be poly? Because when I hear you say like the whole tribe and community, it's kind of like giving polyamorous, no?
That's not
without the connection with the other mom.
That's not poly then.
Well,
it's really me telling you my responsibility, whether you look at it as child support, whether you look at, any type of help, I still have to have a presence in other women's lives.
Yeah.
That's just my duty as a man. I'll give you an example. If one of my baby mothers is dating a man and something were to happen with her and that man, that's still my responsibility to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's looking at, oh, he's still out here doing like, no, it's not that. It's my responsibility that I hold myself accountable. You're not just about to handle the mother of my children any kind of way. Now, I don't have no jurisdiction of what she do, how she do it, who she do it with, but that's still my responsibility. If she say, hey, my air not on. Okay, well, I got to make sure that your air working. Hey, we about to get a snowstorm in Atlanta. I got to make sure that heat working. And I don't live there, but that's still my priority. It's a lot of things that when I say it out loud, people automatically assume intimacy. No, it's my responsibility. I have 9 children that I'm proud of.
Right.
And 2 of those children are in college thriving. And for me, it's one of those things that after seeing my son yesterday, every time we see each other, even though I didn't bear him, from me, you can't tell him he's not mine and you can't tell him that I'm not his. We always finish each and every, meeting with, bro, I love you, bro. And as long as we got that type of dynamic of understanding, he still looks for my validation at 19 years old. You feel what I'm saying? When I came into his life, when he was just 11 or 12. So those type of connections, it's a due diligence that I have a responsibility as a man to do. I don't care how it may sound to you. You may not understand what my dynamic is. I'm comfortable in my skin. I don't owe nothing to nobody except for Jaden, Shakira, Chosen, Sovereign Dior, Kamitis, Caesar, Kashmir, Casanova, and Jezebel Ali. Like all them children, like they're my responsibility. And the woman that bear those children, those are my responsibility too.
Modern women don't want to hear it, but if you really ask a man what he wants, 9 times out of 10, he's going to say silence. I want peace. I don't want all of this other nonsense. You got chaos all around me. You got chaos around my kids, man. You got chaos around my kids. Just acting stupid, acting silly. You got all of these people are going in and out of my house. And then you wonder why you can't find a man to wife you up. You can't find a good man to be around you because you're around stupidity and chaos all the time. Men don't like that crap.
Here are my 3 must-ask dating questions in the early stages of dating. And remember, if you get uncomfortable asking any of these or being asked these, then we need to look at your emotional availability, baby. The first one, how do you see your life in the next 5 years and how does a relationship fit into that? The guy I dated right around the time I met Tech Guy said, oh, I'm making my feature film and I'll be gone for 8 to 9 months. And I was like, cool, so a relationship doesn't really fit in. And then all of a sudden he realized that, and that's why we stopped seeing each other. Maybe this person tells you that they want to have 100 kids and move to the country and you don't want any. It's important to understand how the life that you want to build is aligning with theirs and if that even fits into the life that you want. The second thing, my favorite question, how'd your last relationship end and what did it teach you about yourself? Do they take ownership? This isn't about having a trauma dump. It's about understanding how something ended and the patterns that you start to see within them. And the third thing, what is the compromise that you've had to make since we started dating and how has that impacted our relationship? I asked that to Tech Guy and he said the texting. That way I was able to go, wait a minute, you've been compromising on texting? I've been compromising on that. So I could see that my partner was also putting time and effort in and it wasn't just me. Get curious. Don't be afraid to have the deep conversations, baby. You deserve nothing less.
Do you want to know the one thing that my man is never going to have to worry about? If and when the day comes that I announce a man on my social media that I am with this man in a relationship, he is never going to have to worry about getting messages from other men. Bro, I thought I was dating her. Bro, I've been talking to her. Because I don't have a roster and I certainly don't entertain multiple men. And that's the problem with the modern dating in 2026 is everyone has a backup plan. Some of you men and women want the benefits of a connection without the responsibility of a commitment. And then making multiple people thinking that they had a lane. And to both men and women, how do you expect someone to choose you? Because we all want to be chosen when you are only half in. So y'all can have that toxic dating culture. I don't want any part of it. Like, I'm not built for divided focus. So to my future man, I don't know if I know you already or if I still have yet to meet you, but whoever that may be, you do not have to worry about another man messaging you. Bro, I've been dating her. I've been talking to her because I don't roll that way. Y'all have a great day.
And I have a question. When you're stressed or disappointed or upset, what do you want from your woman? Do you want nurturing or do you want to be left alone? Space or cuddles?
So let me get this straight. So women are now not cooking, not cleaning, not... What are they doing? And who's trying to wife these women? What is going on?
What are your thoughts? Comment below.
When he stopped texting first, I thought he was playing games. When he stopped initiating, I thought he was losing interest. But looking back, I was the one who taught him to stop. Every time he reached out and I responded late, every time he made plans, and I canceled every time he gave effort, and I took it for granted, I was teaching him that his energy was not valued here. A man does not stop chasing because he stopped caring. He stops chasing because he finally decided his effort deserved somewhere better to land.
The reason why a lot of black men are leaving black women is because of their mouths. I do believe that we in most cases, those guys that usually do it, they are raised by black mothers. And I do believe that the black women that helped them was the black mothers who will be rewarded for doing that. But I do believe that the reason why a lot of black men are leaving black women is because of their mouths. I do believe that a lot of black women are very disrespectful. I do believe that black women talk crazy to their men, and a lot of them are not fighting the man that they're having in the house. They're fighting the father that wasn't there for them.
Been going on dates for the past 2 weeks. When I say I'm not satisfied, this what the got the truth. When you take me on a date, you open up my door. You open up the door. You pull out the chart if it's a chart, and you cut my steak if it's a steak. I'm always gonna order a steak to see if you got some home training. If you take a female on a date, she order a steak, you cut it. They pre-cut it, then you cut it. Be a gentleman. Be the gentleman. You trying to gently touch on this.
Do the work. Do the work. We're going on multiple dates. You want some from me? We're going on multiple dates. We putting in effort. We doing what we got to do to get some.
Man opens the door for a woman, or he pulls a chair for a woman to sit. It is neither equality nor chauvinism. It is chivalry. And chivalry is not up to today. And I'm proud of all the men on earth. Thank you.
Chivalry versus chauvinism. अगर कोई मेल किसी फीमेल के लिए पुल करता है चेयर और इस माइंडसेट से करता है कि आई एम सुपीरियर, देन दैट इज शोविनिज्म. उसे कम समझना विमेन को. और अगर वो पोलाइटनेस, कर्टसी दिखाने के लिए, रिस्पेक्ट दिखाने के लिए करता है तो दैट इज शिवलरी. इट वाज सो ब्यूटीफुली एक्सप्लेन्ड बाय दिस वुमन. एम आई राइट? इफ यू अंडरस्टूड, मेक अ सेंटेंस एंड लेट मी नो इन द कमेंट्स.
Here's a question for all the Gen Xers out there dating. When you go out on a date, and this isn't like a first date situation, this is like you've been dating someone for a couple months, who is planning the dates? Is it a shared thing, like you take turns planning dates? Is it mostly the girl planning the dates, or men? Are you planning the dates? I'm just very curious. I have my opinions about this, but I want to hear first what you guys have to say.
I want to talk about this article, The Rise of Lonely Single Men. The first two reasons point to dating opportunities, specifically via apps, saying that more men than women are on dating apps. But it's the third reason I want to talk about. Men need to address skill deficits, particularly emotional skill deficits, to meet healthier relationship standards. I heard another creator say, when women didn't need men anymore, men needed to become likable, and they're not doing a very good job. And boy, ain't that the truth. The thing that I'm hearing from women is, we're out here leveling up. We're going to therapy. We're talking about our feelings. We're unpacking our trauma. We're doing the work. What this means is that in order for me to want to spend time with you, I have to enjoy my time with you more than I enjoy my time with myself. And let me tell you, that is a very high bar. So what the author of this paper is saying is, hey men, go to therapy, talk about your feelings, learn some emotional regulation, figure out how the patriarchy and toxic masculinity is hurting you too. Maybe then you won't be so lonely.
Where are all the good men? A lot of them have been lost along the way. And a lot of them are stuck in a men's mental health crisis where there is no help coming, or at least they think so. A lot of them have been told that their feelings don't matter. A lot of them have shared vulnerably and told they were weak. A lot of them have had their deepest, darkest moments weaponized against them. So they're not going to speak out again. They're never going to allow that to happen. So where are all the good men? A lot of them are locked away and sealed in silence because of the people in their lives and the things that they've experienced. When they saw that no help was coming, they learned to shut down. They learned to be quiet. They learned to hide away. So the good men, they're still here. It's just that most people don't see them because most people don't provide a safe space for them.
Well, I guess, huh?
How much does she cost? We already said allowance $50K a month.
Literally, she's not joking.
What do you mean literally? She's not joking. That's my price. I'm 50K.
I genuinely feel bad for this man. You know, there are men out here dealing with it. You know, rich, poor, in between. There are men out here who are with women who will never respect them. All they care about is the paycheck. All they care about is the status of being with that person. You know, he messed up. He messed up big time. You know, it's finding a woman who has Jesus Christ in her heart. And you'll be able to tell very quickly if she does or doesn't. And I'm telling you, I know there's men out here that will argue with it, but I can tell you that a woman of God is going to respect you. She's going to care about you. She's not going to care about the money, man. You know, money is a part of life for sure. It's nice to have money. And of course it is. It's a good thing for a man to have money, but I can tell you that when she is using you for your money, that's a completely different situation, man. You know, providing for your family and doing what you need to do to, you know, make sure that they have a good life is so important. But do not stay with women who do not care about you. Find a Proverbs woman, a woman who puts God first and you second. Who cares about your feelings, who cares about what you got going on in your life, who cares about your businesses in a good way, not a bad way, who wants you to succeed, man. You, not the business, you.
When a man tells you that he thinks you're wifey material, what he's telling you is that he sees in you a good servant.
Right. Sadly, though, there are some women out there that genuinely believe this, and that would be because they have encountered that small minority of men that unfortunately do want their wives to be nothing more than servants. But even more unfortunately, those women that actually believe this seem to lack the critical thinking skills to understand that not all men are the same.
When he says he sees wifey material, you need to hear that he sees you're easy to exploit.
What's really sad is there seems to be an ever-increasing number of women that will try to find any way to try to make themselves out to be a victim.
The man who sees you as wifey material is planning for you to have a nice long life of cleaning his dishes, washing his socks, and getting on your knees whenever he wants you to.
Some really do try, don't they?
As I recently heard a man say online, you may not be feeling so well, but your mouth still works. That's how they see us. That's what wifey material is. Wifey material is an insult.
Take a lesson. That is how prejudice starts. Someone takes one thing that apparently a rather uneducated individual said and applies it to an entire population. That's exactly how that happens.
Let me tell you something. Real masculinity recognizes real femininity, and they want to bask in it because it's so rare nowadays. Okay? So, if you want a man to do the most for you, stay in your feminine. Let him shine in his masculine. Stop trying to compete with him. Stop trying to outdo him. Allow him to do things for you. Don't help him financially. Don't try to get with men who need your help financially either. Don't try to force yourself into relationships that the man can't afford, because it's going to do is feminize him. And some of y'all pick Mishas out there keep doing that. Y'all be forcing your way into a relationship where that man can't even shine and be masculine because he needs some help. And who's going to help him? Pick Misha over there. And then when you help him, he's going to feel less and less, and he's not going to reach his potential, and he's not going to strive to be more masculine until another woman who doesn't know his past comes along and assumes he's masculine. He's going to take your little pick Misha money, and he's going to be masculine with your money to another woman until he gets himself together. So that's why you can't help men, okay? Because it literally repels them. It literally repels them. Maybe not at the time. Maybe they'll beg you because all they can think of is survival in that moment. But after the fact, it repels them. You understand? So you can't do it.
Women want to feel feminine, but they're stuck in the masculine role, controlling everything, being constantly stressed and being aggressive. Feminine energy isn't how you dress, it's how you live, how you soften up, how you receive, and how you trust. You cannot relax into femininity when you are always leading, managing, correcting, and protecting yourself. That's not softness. That is you in survival mode. And some of you have been in survival mode for far too long. You forgot how to let a man lead. So here's what actually helps you get back into your feminine. Calming down your nervous system, letting go of needing to control all of the time, communicating without attacking, and allowing support instead of doing every single thing yourself. Here's what kills feminine energy. Working like a man, leading the relationship, trying to be strong all the time, and never being soft or vulnerable. Nobody wants to tell you this, but here I am. I will. You didn't marry a weak man by accident. You chose the man you could control, manage, or outgrow because at one time in your life, relying on leadership was unsafe, so you picked familiar. Now you're frustrated because you're in your masculine energy 24/7, but you helped create that dynamic. I'm not blaming you. I'm just helping you see, okay? So don't come at me because what you participate in, you can change. When you soften, receive, and allow polarity to come back, men are going to naturally step up. Attraction will return, and your safety will deepen. Feminine energy is literally magical, and when you learn to embody it, your entire relationship changes.
When people say I should be nicer to men, but this is modern chivalry.
Like, actually?
Like, actually. I believe he actually let the door slam in my face. That's actually crazy.
Okay, so this chick is mad press because I guess she was expecting this guy to do the thing where, like, when you're holding the door open, you look behind you to make sure that no one else is coming through, which I personally do and I recommend doing no matter what gender you are. It's just a general courtesy. But my question is, why was she recording? That's always the first question I ask in these situations. Why was the phone out and why were you recording? Because now I'm wondering if you did this on purpose. Like, if you were literally just waiting out to run out at the last opportunity so you could get this, like, victimhood on camera. Because this looks avoidable. Because from our angle, it looks like the guy just did not bother to look around at all, leaving the door to slam in your face, which, yeah, maybe not the most courteous guy of all time, but also, that's not mandatory. Good thing you're not dating him. Bad thing you absolutely had to have your recording phone in your hand instead of in your pocket or a bag so that you had absolutely no way of catching the door as it closed. And this is the difference between a person who is grateful for random acts of kindness versus a person who simply feels entitled to random acts of kindness to the point that they don't even have enough self-preservation to take care of themselves. They just expect everyone else around them to do that for them. Like, unless you made eye contact with him, why would you assume he even saw you? I don't know, y'all. What do you think? Do I think it's typically a good habit to look behind you when you're opening a door in public? Absolutely, I do. But if there is no eye contact, man, this is just Darwinism. Just be glad you didn't spill that whole drink all over your dumb.
Ladies and gentlemen, the modern day woman.
Just went on a first date, and this is no offense to this man, obviously. Perfectly fine, normal, lovely date. It's getting to the point, though, that that's the problem. Like, there's just nothing happening. And I just feel no sparks and no chemistry with people, and I feel bad. Because I feel like it's just me. I'm going out with really handsome, accomplished, interesting people, and I feel nothing. I feel like I'm just another girl. Like, I'm one of a million, and there's just nothing special about me. Probably not.
I'm gonna just stop it there. She's absolutely right, and I'm gonna start with this. She is the problem. This is the modern woman. She just said she wanted sparks to fly, like, immediately. And then if sparks don't fly, she just discredits them. And she said she was with really good candidates of men, according to her. And what gets me is that, yo, everything's on fast forward with women nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want things to be sparks to fly the first day. They want it to be right then and there. They want to feel something to know that it's real. When those things are built, if marriage was easy, everyone would be married. But it's not, because it takes a bunch of hard work. And it's, you know, nowadays it's 50-50. It would even work out. So with this one right here, again, you can already tell she's been through multiple guys, probably has a past. And now that she's ready to settle down, it's not easy with all the bad boys or, you know, whatever, if she was ran through or not, or she's had her fair share of men. Now it's to the point where it's hard to pair bond with someone. And she's looking at these men and they're not exciting her at all. You know what I'm saying? She's so used to a certain type of guy. She's so used to a certain type of way that now that she's ready to take the next step, her mind won't allow it. The future is going to be in a terrible place because this is the new norm. Everyone telling you what a man should be, and, you know, women trying to tell men what they should be, when it's not that way at all. The independent woman, she says she doesn't need a man anymore. And all those indoctrinations and all that advice, it all ties in to this right here. So in short, the future is.
You know, a lot of these modern women for years been cracking jokes. Man. Men are trash. Men ain't this. Men ain't that. Everybody laughing and kikiing. But them jokes don't hit the same way they do today. Now, do they? Because now, the same men that y'all were clowning are gone. Went overseas, went and found somebody else, got you up out of his face, checked out, and suddenly it ain't that funny. Now, is it? Suddenly, all those quote unquote trash men, now y'all want them back. It's crazy how that works.